It's massively packed on Offbeat this week. We're talking to 9 News. Peter Hitchener about his extraordinary career.
That's great. And plus, we have the one and only Sammy J, the comedian, on our show. And of course, our good friend Ralph teaches us the salsa. Isn't that great?
Yeah, very exciting. Wednesday's Offbeat starts now. Welcome back to Offbeat. I'm Emily Hattie.
And I'm Jake Freeman, and yet the second last episode for Offbeat this season. It's gone by quickly.
Yeah, very quickly,
It's a massive show ahead of us, as we just said. Like we've got Sammy J, Peter Hitchener, and our good friend Ralph teaching us the salsa. All great things happening on this show today.
Yeah, no, exactly. We're very much looking forward to it. You can tweet along live with us at Make Live TV. And next week, yeah, the final episode of the series.
Where's the time gone?
Where has the time gone? What are we going to do? But right now, let's introduce Peter Hitchener. You, Jake, caught up with him this week at the 9 News studios. Tell us.
Did, yeah. Myself and Mike, our producer, and Jonathan and Joseph, our crew. And it was great. He was such a down-to-earth guy. How you see him on TV is how you see him in real life. And we got to interview him. He was just so funny all throughout. I was taking selfies and stuff. And at the end of the interview, he's, because it was nearly 6 o'clock, and I thought he was going to go and leave us. And he said, do you guys want to come upstairs and see the studio and see me in the booth? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we went to the voiceover booth, we did some demos, showed us around the office, showed us all around the building, and actually showed us him doing some takes in the studio. So it was a lot of fun. And Lavinia Nixon was there, so it was a great afternoon for us.
Yeah, no, that sounds so cool. It's just very disappointed I couldn't be there. Gosh. No, will we be looking at that now, I believe?
Yeah, we are. So this is Peter Hitchener live in action for Offbeat. Well, Peter Hitchener, thank you for joining us on Offbeat.
Thank you very much, Jake. I'm very honoured to have been invited on the show.
And obviously, growing up, like you said, you loved radio. Growing up in the newspapers and news presenting and the anchoring.
All of that stuff.
So after high school, you did a cadetship, I think it was.
No, it wasn't actually cadetship in those days. Getting into electronic media was just a matter of good luck. If you were able to jag a job, you could take it. And I did get a job in 4BH in Brisbane in the newsroom, and it was a great learning experience because I was quite often rostered on the breakfast shift or the drive shift in the afternoon, and that meant writing and rewriting the stories for half-hour deadlines, and I got to present stories, go and do interviews, interview people all the time. And then in the afternoon or in the other, whatever shift I wasn't doing the news, I would then go out and do promotions in the street, giving away cash or whatever it was that we were giving away to get people to listen to the station. So it was good fun. On 9 News, the battle to save homes swamped by flash flooding. Heavy security at the G will cross live. Judy Moran appeals her conviction for murdering tuppence. And the motorbike owner double-crossed by Gumtree thieves. 9 News at 6. So there we are. Yeah. Logie Award. Do you think?
I'll move this question, Peter. I've been trying to ask.
Yes.
And when Lavinia does the weather segment at the end, she always walks across to the news desk to you. How does she do that without no sound? Is that pre-recorded, that part, or how does she do it?
Oh, well.
I always walked in, I always wanted to. She's always walking across, or whoever is doing it, and you don't hear them.
That's right.
Is that last section like pre-recorded?
No, it's live. No, it's live to air, but she just walks across and carefully sits down for the family shot at the end. And occasionally, one night, she went over to sit down and there wasn't a chair there, so she, it's sort of skiing style, bends in ears, so she was crouching at the desk pretending. These things happen. It's live television.
So well, so quiet. You mentioned this earlier, you can't take sides and all that, you can't get emotionally involved, but there must be some nights, and I've been watching the news a lot from a young age, you just want to say something, you want to reach out to the audience, it does.
There are times, stories of all sorts of stories that are moving or challenging or upsetting, but the thing is, the audience is at least as intelligent as I am, but more so. So I think we just give the people the information and let them make up their own minds about things. That's the audience's job, really.
Well, let's just say...
Fun stories, that's the other thing. On serious stuff, you try to just keep your emotions to yourself, but on a fun story, you're allowed to have a bit of fun with that. And that's a nice contrast to the serious, confronting things.
If you weren't in this industry, TV or radio, what would you be doing? Was there any other plans lined up?
No.
Peter Hitchener always wanted to be on a newsreader.
I wanted to be something on, I wanted to do something with people because people are endlessly fascinating and we're all, interested in one another. I'm most interested in everybody else's story. My story is just boring, but what your story, what everyone's story is, that's what's interesting. So that's the kind of work I'm doing. And if I wasn't on television, I hope it'd be something else that would give me all of that.
Peter, thank you so much for joining us on Offbeat.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Peter Hitchener from 9 News. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That looked like so much fun, Jake.
It was so much fun. We had a lot of laughs, got on really well. He was so nice to give us the tour, and he was just so generous with his time. It was meant to be a short interview, went for like 20 minutes. So, of course, not the entire interview is there in this show because it's just so long. So if you want, you can go to the Offbeat YouTube channel and you can see the entire interview start to finish, unedited. It is great.
Unedited, wow. Gosh, they don't have time to cut out all your bad jokes, Jake.
I'm going to miss this show. But yeah, it was great. So go to the Offbeat YouTube channel and you'll see the interview in full right there. And of course, be watching 9 News weekdays at 6 p.m. on Channel 9.
When we come back, Sammy J is talking to us and then Ralph is off to the dance studio. Offbeat's back in a moment.